I'm just letting you know. We're moving in with my mom and sister. You'd better get ready too. Don't argue with me.
Huh? Wait a minute, I was wondering why you were calling me from work. Living together? At your parents' house? What do you mean?
I said don't argue with me. Don't come at me.
But you're coming at me, aren't you? I've been saying since last year that I don't want to live with them. And in the first place, why are you calling me from work for such an important conversation?
I know you say no if it was in person. I knew you would make a fuss talking about it, so I decided to tell you by text.
I can't. I'm never going to live with them. Your divorced sister is living there now, isn't she? The situation has gotten worse since last year. I definitely don't want to live with them.
Huh? If you would just shut up and listen, are you really my wife?
What?
My mom is divorced. My sister is divorced. There are no men in the house. What are they supposed to do if me, being the eldest son, doesn't go to help them out? A woman who can't even care about that is my wife? It's laughable. How can you complain so much when you're incapable of thinking about family matters?
For me, my family is you and I. I can't take care of my in-laws. Besides, we originally got married on the agreement that we wouldn't live with them. You moved into the apartment I was living in.
I didn't really want to. The apartment we're living in now is not my cup of tea.
Huh?
I didn't really want to live there in the first place. It was a process of elimination.
What do you mean?
The place I was living in was too small for the both of us. I had a nagging father at home, and I didn't want to go back there. Looking for a new place would have been a waste of time and money. So we had no choice but to live in your one-bedroom apartment. In other words, I had no choice about where to live after marriage.
That was the reason? You begged me at first. You said you wanted to live together in the space I lived in. You said if we lived in my place, we wouldn't have to live with them, even if we got married. I believed you and decided to live together with you in my place. Did you deceive me?
Did I say that? Well, I'm a smooth talker. I can say stuff I don't even mean. It's your fault for not being able to tell a lie from the truth.
What kind of person are you?
Anyway, my mom divorced my nagging dad. My dad, who I hated since I was a kid, is gone. There's no reason for me not to go home now. Besides, my mom and sis need me.
And to suddenly move in with them without consulting me, it's really a problem.
So, do you want to get a divorce?
What?
You can't do that, can't you? You can't live without me, can't you? If you don't want to live with them, I can give you the divorce papers. I can take them to the city office today if you like.
Divorce papers? You mean?
Yes, the ones we both signed when we got married.
That was like an insurance policy in case of emergency, right? We filled out the divorce papers beforehand, so that if one of us couldn't continue the marriage, we could file at any time. Don't tell me you made me write them to use to threaten me from the beginning? So even that was deceiving me with smooth talk?
I don't care how you interpret it. We have divorce papers that we can serve anytime we want. That's all.
What a cowardly thing to do.
You see your situation now, don't you? You can't argue with me. If we get divorced, who will lose out?
What do you mean?
Don't forget that you're living on my money, okay? How are you going to live on your own? You don't even have a job. No man would pick a divorced, incompetent woman. If I leave you, you're going to have a miserable life. If you still want that, just get a divorce. It's easy.
Please, just give me a minute. Give me some time to think about it.
Shut up. I'll do the moving in my own time, so don't mess it up. A wife shouldn't rebel against her husband's opinion, especially an incompetent wife like you who does nothing but complain.
Don't be so pushy. Stop saying all this crazy stuff.
Start packing today so you can move out at any time.
No, I'm never living with them.
Oh, by the way, tomorrow is the 1-year memorial anniversary at your parents' house, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't make it. I've got some important work I have to do.
What? I told you to keep that day open. What's this urgent business? Is it work-related?
Huh? Why do I have to tell you that? Are you trying to rebel again, huh? Who do you think you owe your livelihood to? If my job disappears, you won't be able to make a living either.
I understand. I have no choice. I'll go alone tomorrow.
You should understand. I'm finally done.
What?
The move.
What? Moving?
Yes, we're moving to my parents' house. We used a contractor, but my mom and sister came to help. It only took 5 hours.
Did you move my stuff out too?
Of course I did. We're living with my mom and sister from tomorrow. If you don't like it, we can divorce.
I just finished the divorce proceedings.
What?
So we're already divorced. I filed the divorce papers.
You said today was your parents' memorial service. That's why I chose this day to move in.
Well, it's too bad about the memorial service, but I told them about the situation and I didn't attend. So I went to the city office and filed the divorce papers in the morning. They say the sooner the better. I filed first thing in the morning.
Huh? You've got to be kidding me. Do you have any idea what you've done? What the hell are you doing? You're selfish, you idiot, you.
Which one of us is the idiot? Last year you asked me to move in with them. I've been preparing for something like this. I'm glad I acted quickly. If I had asked first, I would have been yelled at. It was a great decision to notify you of the divorce after the fact.
You're telling me you've been preparing for a divorce with me for the past year?
Yes, I have. Yesterday, when you pushed me to move in with them out of the blue, I thought to myself, I knew you would force me to move in with them one of these days. I'm so glad I went through with the divorce today.
Do you really know what divorce means? You're going to have to live without me. You're not going to be able to live without me. You're incompetent. Can you make it?
Incompetent, incompetent, incompetent. You're really annoying. It will be great not to have to listen to that abuse from you anymore. I still had feelings for you before we got married, but after we got married, you became arrogant like a changed man. It was really hard on me.
It was because you're not ready to be a wife. How can you be so cocky? If you're going to apologize, now's the time.
Huh?
Go get down on your knees and apologize to me and cancel the divorce.
I don't want to apologize. Besides, the divorce papers have already been filed. You can't just cancel it. Don't be insane.
Time to get the marriage license. I know it's a hassle, but we have no choice but to get married again. You're really making me go through a lot of trouble.
Huh? Who's going to marry you?
You, of course.
No. I divorced you because I don't like you. Why would I marry you again? I'm so relieved to be divorced. You've got to be kidding me. It's not funny, it's just offensive.
So you're really going to divorce me?
I'm not going to, I already did. We're strangers as of 9 a.m. today. You're a stranger, so don't act like you're my husband.
You can't just do that. Are you sure you're okay with that? Can you live without me?
Yes, I can.
Too bad. I don't have your apartment anymore, okay?
Huh? Did you cancel the lease by any chance?
Yes, I did. I gave 1 month's notice, and today was the moving day.
You've been planning to move in with them for such a long time.
That's right.
The apartment is in my name. What happened to the paperwork?
I, the husband, went ahead and did the paperwork. A wife's papers are as good as the husband's. I'm the boss, so to speak. So it's okay for me to sign them on your behalf, right?
That's a crime, right?
Huh?
It's forgery of a private document.
Say what? You gonna threaten me with that? Don't do it. You don't have a home anymore. The only way is for you to marry me again and live with me at my parents' place.
That's not true.
Huh?
I mean, thank you for canceling the contract.
Huh?
I was going to cancel too, but you saved me the trouble. Well, that doesn't change the fact that it's a crime, but I'm glad you did it on my behalf.
You were going to cancel? Don't tell me you have a new house.
Yes, I do. I just signed a contract. It's a furnished apartment and I can move in immediately. It's a girls-only apartment, so it's very clean and pretty. There are no abusive old men like you in the neighborhood, and the next-door neighbor is a quiet office worker, so it's very comfortable.
What? Wait a minute, what do you mean?
You didn't get it from that? You don't understand. It means I have a new home. It means I'm not going back to that apartment.
Even if you have a house, what about your life?
I have a job though, right?
Huh? You were a stay-at-home wife. What's with the job?
Actually, I'm a certified caregiver.
A caregiver?
Yeah, we were married for 1.5 years, but I saw your transformation right from the start. A year ago, you approached me about moving in together with your mom. I figured one day I'd be on my own and we'd get divorced. So I took a correspondence course and got my nursing license. I thought it would be the best way to go from being a stay-at-home wife to getting a job, so...
A nursing care certification? That's great, isn't it?
Huh?
Mom says she's getting a little frail. She'll say scary things like she's starting to go senile. If you're qualified to be a caregiver, then there's nothing to be scared of. So then come back and take care of her. I forgive you for divorcing me without my permission and for making fun of me. Just get the marriage registered and go back to being a housewife in our home.
I refuse. I didn't qualify for my mother-in-law. I got certified for myself, for my independence plan.
You're too lousy to have had such a cocky plan.
Which one of us is worse? You were planning to have us move in with your mother without my knowledge. You were going to make me your housekeeper anyway.
You're my wife. The wife is the housekeeper. A housewife means wife and housekeeper, right?
You suck. I'm glad I got a job.
Huh?
There's a nursing home near my new house that's looking for qualified candidates. I called them and they said to come right away. I'm on the verge of being hired and I was just on my way to go to an interview.
Wait a minute, there's no way you can work. You're too incompetent to go work in the real world. Before going out and making trouble for people, you should just quietly come back and be a housewife.
Wow, I'm surprised that you have the concept of causing trouble for others. I'm so surprised.
Then come back.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I've told you many times that I don't want to live with you, and we're already divorced. Don't pester me anymore.
You think I'm just gonna give up? I've already promised my mom and sister. I told them that you would do all the housework so they can enjoy themselves. Think about the position you're putting me in.
I don't need to think about it. I'm not your housekeeper or your personal caregiver. I'm an unrelated stranger.
Okay. If you're gonna be like that, then there's something I can do. You're still not coming back, are you?
No, I'm not coming back, no matter what you say.
Then I'll file for compensation, so watch out.
What? Compensation? On what basis?
I've been taking care of you and making a living for you. It's a consolation prize for divorcing me without permission and betraying me.
You can't ask for compensation for that.
No, I will show you. And as for the money I've given you for living expenses up to now, I'll ask for half of it back.
Living expenses? What are you talking about?
Monthly living expenses of $1,500 times 18 months divided by 2 equals $13,500. You're going to have to pay this too, promptly and in full.
You're too stupid to talk to. Oh, I'm exhausted. It takes so much energy to talk to someone who doesn't understand. I can't believe we're talking the same language.
Go ahead and be exhausted. I'm going to call a lawyer and sue you. If you don't like it, come back.
I don't want to go back, so do what you want. You can call your lawyer or whatever you want. Bye.
I'll make sure you regret it. Just wait and see. Hey, what's going on?
What's the matter? You're getting on my nerves. We just finished talking. I'm exhausted. I don't want to be tired anymore.
That's my line. You're harassing me. It started again.
What do you mean?
A guy saying he was Merle's agent came to my house. He just gave me a notice and left. I don't understand the situation at all.
What? Already? I admire people who work fast. I'm going to have to learn from him.
I don't care about any of that. Are you suing me?
That's right.
Don't be silly. I'm suing you.
Well, you know, that bullshit about compensation and stuff, right? Like I said, you can do whatever you want. That's if you have a lawyer who's willing to deal with that joke of a case.
Huh?
My case was accepted right away. I asked for a lawyer with a good reputation. I didn't expect them to act so quickly. I guess they move faster when the case is clearly favorable to them. Wow.
I mean, what's $50,000 in compensation?
It's for the emotional pain I went through in my marriage with you.
There's no way I'm paying that kind of money. I mean, if we're talking about compensation, you pay it. You have some nerve coming to me with a claim.
Okay, fine. I don't care. I'll sue you and get you to officially pay me the fee and reimbursement.
Huh?
You canceled my apartment without my permission. I'm suing you for forgery of private documents.
You said thank you. You said you were going to cancel it anyway.
Yes, but the fact that you canceled the lease without my consent is a crime, so I'm suing you. Let the legal system will determine who's the one acting unreasonably and who has some nerve. Arguing amongst ourselves won't get us anywhere.
What a woman. Go ahead and sue me if you can. I'll probably just get a little warning anyway.
Then I'll sue for all of it.
All of it?
You moved out at 1. I checked with the movers.
What about it?
We were unrelated by 9 that day. You went into someone else's house and moved someone else's stuff out. That's trespassing.
Huh? That's not even...
And since you made such a mess when you moved out, the floor and walls of the apartment are badly damaged from furniture being dragged. I heard it's considered destruction of property.
Wait a minute. That's being too detailed.
Also, for my stuff that you took without my permission, I'll file a claim for damages. That's what happens when you steal someone else's stuff.
You're kidding. That's what's going to happen?
Even if each crime is a small one, you'd be considered a great premeditated criminal, and the punishment could be severe. I'm sure you'll pay either way, so thank you for the $50,000.
I don't even have $50,000 to begin with. You know I don't have that kind of money, right? And yet, you're stupid enough to ask me for such a large sum of money? You can't get what I don't have, so this case is over. That's what happens when you're incompetent and greedy.
I'm not sure why you're being so overbearing. Of course I have planned to collect, right?
There's no plan.
You have your parents' house.
Huh?
If you sell your parents' house, you can get the money, can't you?
You're trying to take our house away from us? What a horrible woman.
You and your family are even more horrifying, including your mother and your sister, who helped you. You're a fine criminal family. I shudder to think that I was about to be forced to live with such people.
It's because you didn't listen to me, even though you're my wife. And yet, you go ahead and do something like this? I didn't approve of a divorce in the first place.
It was you that prepared the papers so they could be filed at any time, wasn't it? I just took the liberty of filing them for you. The process went very smoothly. Thank you very much. My husband's family, who I had all the evidence on to charge them with numerous criminal acts, were immediately arrested after my lawyer and I reported the incident to the police. In order to pay reimbursement and compensation to me, my ex-mother-in-law cried to her own ex-husband and asked him to come up with $50,000 from his retirement fund he had. The condition for the payment was that my ex-father-in-law and mother-in-law remarry and live together. Therefore, my ex-husband was forced to live with his father, whom he hated so much. He has no money to leave the house, so he has no say in the matter. I think he now understands a little better how it feels to be forced to live with someone he doesn't want to live with. After the divorce, I became immersed in my work like a fish taking to water. Although there are many hardships, being a caregiver was my calling, as I felt appreciated and rewarded by the patients. Furthermore, someone at work suggested that I remarry someone they wanted to introduce to me. I plan to go on a date with him next week.
Susan, can you send an additional $2,000 this month? I want to buy a new uniform for Daniel. What? An additional $2,000? I just sent this month's allowance last week. That's why I'm asking for more now. Daniel has grown so much I apologize for my rude So, what are you gonna do next? I hope you don't think this is over just by apologizing. Of course, I'll repay all the money. I'll start working part-time and pay you back with my own earnings. So please, I beg you, help me prevent my divorce from David. Excuse me? I don't want to divorce David. After all, he just became a vice president. If I stay with him, I could become the wife of the company president. I absolutely don't want to get divorced now. You think I'll be happy to help you? If you help me, I'll take care of everything for you in your old age. I'll even provide caregiving. So please, please help me avoid getting a divorce. I'm sorry, Helen, but I have to refuse your request. What? I have no obligation to help a daughter-in-law who has never taken care of me. I've already prepared for my old age separately from the savings I used for you. No way! I don't want to be taken care of by someone my grandson calls a hag. So, Helen, take care and have a good talk with your husband about your son. Helen and David eventually divorced, and Helen was kicked out of their home. Thanks to Daniel, their son, who said, "I don't need any money from her, just return the money to Grandma," Helen had to write a pledge to repay the misused money in $1,000 installments every month. We also had a written agreement. I hope she will be able to understand my struggle to save that money by working and earning money by herself. After selling their house, David gave me the proceeds, saying, "This is to thank you for everything. Please use it as additional funds for your retirement." I decided to use the money to join a local gym. To support my busy son and grandson, and to live a long life, I must stay healthy. Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Hey Emily, where are you? I'm the one who supports you, and I can't tolerate your attitude. I'll exactly show you what you get is what you deserve. Call me when you're ready to apologize me. Fred, if you don't want me to divorce you, you'd better apologize properly. Later. Hey, Emily. I haven't heard from you at all. Still no remorse? It's about time you need some money, don't you? I called you because I know you're struggling. Hey, Emily. You know, being stubborn won't solve anything. Oh well, I'll give you a little more time. If you're sorry, all you have to say is that you're sorry and apologize to me. You'd better call me if you don't want me to divorce you. Hey, Emily! Why don't you show some remorse? If you don't, I'm really divorcing you. It's just those simple words. Just say that you are sorry. If you can't even say that, you're not worthy of being my wife. Show some remorse if you don't want the divorce. Oh, hi. What the hell is wrong with you? You finally responded. Do you know how long it's been? Let's see, about 3 weeks. You haven't contacted me once so far. I contacted you a week ago out of mercy. Who the hell do you think you are? Oh, you contacted me? Huh? I didn't notice it since I've blocked you. Blocked me? You blocked me? Yeah, that's right. So that means you have no remorse? Remorse on what? Divorce. You're so lame. Makes me laugh. Ha! You forgot about it, didn't you? Forget what? You kept the divorce papers that's been filled out in the safety box. What? You bought a little safety box when we got married. Oh, that safety box? Yep, the one you work with the dial to open it. You once told me that if I disobeyed you, you'd get a divorce. You filled out a divorce paper with our names on it and threw it in the safe with a big smirk. But But she kicked you out when you got fired, right? No way. How do you under my name? It's my room. What are you talking about? I told you the contract was under my dad's name. What? Why? You threw all of the renting procedures to me and didn't care to deal with it. You didn't even care to sign the paper. How can I put your name on the contract? Plus, you only put in $300 a month. That's why I sent your stuff to your parents' house. Wait, where are you at right now? So long. A few days after, I received a call from his parents and an apology for the trouble Fred had caused. They had mailed me some cash, which I left it with my parents for now. According to my ex-parents-in-law, Fred admired becoming a dominating husband when he saw his colleague acting such a way to his wife. Of course, his colleague was also divorced by his wife. Anyhow, my marriage with a cocky douchebag only lasted a year. After Fred went back to his parents' place, he found a new job. But again, he was full of himself and cocky to the girls at work, and caused some problems again, and he was fired in the end. His parents finally disowned him, and they don't even know where he is now.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Shelley, how have you been? It's me.
Oh, hi, Mom. I knew you'd message me.
Oh dear, you were waiting for my message. I know you, Shelley. A child always misses their mother, no matter how old they get.
Except for a mother like you.
Huh?
I heard you were at a pub where I went with my colleagues.
Yes, honey. I wanted to talk to you, so I followed you to the pub.
When I went to the restroom, you approached my colleagues and you carefully told them that you're my long-gone mom. I guess everybody believed you. I heard that you also got my number from them. And then you just left before I returned to the table. When my colleague told me what happened, I denied everything you said, and I confronted them for giving you my number without my permission. You said that you haven't been allowed to see your daughter ever since your husband cheated on you and took everything away. What kind of joke is that? You were the one who left me for a man and got divorced.
But honey, isn't it true that I am your long-gone mom? I haven't seen you in over 20 years.
If you can recognize the face that you haven't seen in over 20 years, you must have been sniffing around me for a while.
Sniffing around? How could you say like that? It's more like I was worrying about my own daughter for a while.
Wow, you sold our house to pay for the cost to elope. And you made my life miserable when I was 6 years old. Don't try to make it sound like you've never done that.
Oh, you knew about that too.
Yeah, someone told me.
Okay, whatever.
So, what do you want? Why were you sniffing around and tricking my colleagues to get my contact?
Oh well, let me get straight to the point. I have a favor to ask.
A favor?
Yes, I heard you got married. And guess what? Your husband is a lawyer. I guess it's better than marrying a police officer.
It's none of your business who I got married to.
Well, if you're just an ordinary woman, there'll be no problem, but...
Huh? What are you trying to say?
Your father is a criminal, and you decided to marry a lawyer?
What?
Oh God, you didn't know? Well, I guess you were too young to remember. It happened when you were 5 years old. When I told him about the divorce, after he got caught involved in embezzlement, you didn't even know the word embezzlement. So, I didn't want to waste my time explaining. I didn't say anything else after that. But the fact that your father is a criminal doesn't change. And now, look at you. You got married to a lawyer. Looks like you have deceived him.
What are you talking about?
Well, I can understand why you don't want to admit the truth. I didn't want to be a criminal's wife either. That's why I divorced your father.
Dad is a criminal? What are you talking about? The embezzlement case was cleared up.
Even if it's cleared up, it doesn't change the fact that he has a criminal record.
There's no criminal record.
Yeah, whatever. I know you want to think that way, but you can't turn your back on reality. I'm divorced, so I'm not married to a criminal anymore. But you're his daughter. So, I have good offer for you. If you don't want your husband to find out about it, give me a $5 million house.
A $5 million house?
Do you know the luxury residential area near the coast? There's a house for sale for $5 million. And it's my dream house. Please get it for me. If you did, I won't tell anyone that your father's criminal.
Why do I have to waste my money on that stupid offer?
What?
You should do some investigation first, before you came to me with the nonsense. Bye. Hey Ryan, do you have a minute?
Hey Shirley. Sure. I'm taking a break now. What's up?
There's something I want to talk about tonight, but I want to apologize first.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. But a crazy thing happened.
Crazy thing?
Well, actually, I got a call from my mother.
What? Your mom?
Yes.
Why? You haven't heard from her in years.
Yes, but she showed up at a pub where I was drinking with my colleagues.
What?
When I went to the restroom, she talked to my colleagues and told them some stupid lies to get my contact.
That's terrible.
And just now, I got a message from her. All her messages are crazy.
Really? Like what?
At first, she told me that my father is a criminal for committing embezzlement.
What? But I thought that the case was settled a long time ago.
That's what I said. My mother divorced and ran away from my father right in the middle of the embezzlement case. I think she didn't find out what happened after that.
I see. So, did she say anything to you?
That's the thing. She knows I married a lawyer.
What? About a marriage?
She demanded a $5 million house in exchange for not revealing about my father to you.
What the hell? That's crazy. That's totally blackmail.
I'm glad to hear that we have the same opinion.
And a $5 million house.
Yeah, she said the house is located in a luxury residential area near the coast.
That's one of the nicest places in town.
There's no reason for us to be threatened, but we can't just let it go, you know?
Of course, this is unacceptable.
I'm sorry, but can I leave the rest to you?
Sure, let's talk about it again when I get back. But I can tell just from what I've heard that she's out of her mind. But I think we need to use full force of the law to get her off your back.
I appreciate your help, Ryan.
By the way, have you talked to your dad yet?
Not yet. He was working late with an overseas client, so he's sleeping now.
I see. Well, when he wakes up, you should tell him about the situation. I think I can be home by 7 or so. Let's talk about the plan with the 3 of us.
Sure, thank you for your help.
Shirley, any update on the $5 million house?
I told you, it's a waste of money for a stupid offer.
Stupid offer? I'm serious, Shirley.
I mean, why the $5 million house? I think your demand is too specific.
I was thinking about the house for me and my boyfriend to live.
What? Do you have a boyfriend?
Yes. I keep dreaming about an elegant life with my boyfriend. The house would be perfect for us. Big yard, swimming pool, jacuzzi, and sauna. Oh, I'm so happy just thinking about it.
I'm not obligated to make your dreams come true.
Oh, Lord, here we go again. If you don't want your husband to find out about your criminal father, give me a $5 million house. Your father is an ambassador.
That father is living with us now.
What?
Well, I'm glad you contacted me. My husband wants to talk to you. Just give me a minute.
Huh? Your husband? Hello, I'm Ryan, Shelly's husband. Please excuse me for messaging you using Shelly's account. You're Shelly's mother, right? Are you Shelly's husband? The lawyer? Yes, I'm a lawyer. Oh, really? I know what you're doing. It's still you, Shelly. Stop pretending to be your husband. Okay, then. Can I get your contact info and send you a message from my account? Fine, but I know you're just making fun of me. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Right after that, I took a big deep breath. Apparently, it was harder than I thought it would be. My mother and her toxic boyfriend panicked after she was actually sued and charged. But it seems that everything was my mother's plan alone. The toxic boyfriend abandoned my mother and fled, saying he didn't know anything about what she did. After all that happened, my mother was convinced of a lot of other crimes. She got arrested and went to jail right after that. I know she will come out sooner or later. Thanks to my husband's support, he made sure that my mother will never show her face in front of me. I imagine my mother was entering her old age by the time she got out of jail. I have a feeling that she will not be able to find a peace until the end of her life. I'm living by myself after I moved out of my parents' house. The other day, I was planning to go back to my parents' house to clean the stuff that I left in my old room so that they could use the room for my nephew. Then I received an unbelievable message from my sister-in-law who lives with my parents.
Hey, Kelly, can we talk about your old room?
Hey, yeah, I heard that you wanted to use the room for Eric. I'm planning to go there soon, so I'll clean up my room then.
Oh, I just wanted to let you know that you don't need to do that.
But I have a lot of important stuff there, and I think I need to organize them by myself.
I got rid of them already, so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Huh? What do you mean?
It was just a lot of stuff, and I thought you can't bring all of them with you, you know? So I just threw all of them.
You threw away my stuff? But how did you get into my room without a key? I'm pretty sure that only my brother has that key.
When Jason was out, I had a spare key made.
Are you serious?
It'll be Eric's room anyway. Besides, you're already old enough for that stuff. I think it was better this way. I haven't touched the bookshelf because there were some books that I wanted to read too.
Oh, you didn't throw those away.
Yeah, but all the nerdy stuff you had, I think it was time to get rid of them, you know?
Faye, I just wanted to clear this out. What specific kind of stuff did you throw away in my room?
Like some kind of robot plastic model. I didn't know about that stuff because the room is usually locked. I was really surprised that you and Jason had the same hobby.
No, we don't.
Actually, I thought it was Kelly's. Then, when I told her that I threw it away, she told me it was yours. Haha, there's nothing to laugh about. Well, I think it was better this way, you know. You're too old for that stuff, and you need to say goodbye to your nerdy hobbies. I told you I was working it. Oh, really? I had more than 200 plastic models before. That many? But after we got married, I gave them away or sold them. I only had 50 of them at one time. After when Eric was born, I only had 30 of them. Wow, it must be so hard to get rid of them that many. Good job, honey. The remaining 30 pieces I put in Kelly's room. I wanted to keep only 3 from them, and the rest was supposed to go to my friends. I can't believe you threw them away. What you gonna do about it? What do you mean? It's all gone now. Just move on, honey. I mean, come on. You're a father now. So, for goodness sake, stop it. I haven't bought anything since we got married. Oh, really?
My brother took 6 months to get a divorce because of his stubborn wife. The plastic model that was thrown away was reimbursed as much as possible though. His ex-wife is still not convinced, and she keeps complaining about what happened to people around her. She really is a type who never learns her lesson. My brother took custody of Eric in recognition of his child-rearing environment and financial resources. He's working on raising Eric with the help of my parents. After what happened, it made me realize that my partner's values should be valued in the same way.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Good evening, Mary. We're having a family gathering at our house this coming Saturday. You're coming, right, Mary? Yes, of course. Dan and I will be there. But I'm telling you, you'd better dress properly. What? You're always so plain, aren't you, Mary? I'm sure you know that. Many of my relatives are business owners or rich people. I'm sure everyone craves something decent. This time, I'm going to order some caviar. If you show up poorly dressed, I'll be embarrassed. Please don't dress inappropriate like you always do. Of course, I'll be dressed appropriately. It's not just about what you wear. Be careful with what you bring and say. Don't be so obvious that you're poor. I think you have misunderstood something. I'm not poor. Don't lie to me. Ever since you came to greet me, you've always worn plain, cheap clothes. That's just because I like simple clothes. Dan is also he just got married so earlier than John, and with a poor woman who's way under his league. I'm not poor. Yeah, whatever. You just don't want to admit it. But you're still working, aren't you? Yes, I am. Why don't you stop working and become a full-time housewife? Dan works for a big company. You can live on his salary alone, right? But you just have to refuse to quit your job. I think it's because you grew up poor and you are uncomfortable unless you're working hard. I can live on Dan's salary alone. I work because I love my job. I want to save for when we have children in the future. Besides, if I quit my job, you would be in trouble too, right?
Why's that? Why would I be in trouble? Your job has nothing to do with me.
It has a lot to do with you. I mean, if you hate me so much, I'll skip the dinner party.
What?
You insisted that Dan and I attend. I was planning to go too. But if you're just going to complain me about being poor and unfit for Dan, I don't have to attend.
No, Mary, you have to come too.
Why is that?
If my son and his wife don't come, I don't know what my relatives will say.
Oh, by the way, you said this time it's your treat. Just to be sure, may I ask about the budget for the dinner party?
Budget? Well, it's probably going to be around $4,000.
What? That much?
Why are you so surprised?
Wait a minute. There will be a little more than 10 people there that day, right?
That's right.
Isn't 4,000 for 10 people way too much?
We're ordering high-end caviar. It should cost around 4,000, right?
4,000 is... That means enough to pay the 2-month mortgage.
Huh? Mortgage?
It's a once-a-year dinner party, so I can understand why you're so excited about it. But if you can afford such an extravagance, shouldn't you first use the money to pay off the monthly mortgage? Don't you think your priorities are out of order?
Huh? Priorities? Why should I care about that?
Because it costs $1,500 every month to pay the mortgage on the house.
That's something you and Dan should take care of on your own. Please, don't rip me off.
I'm not. I'm only talking about the obvious.
Oh, well, if you're worried about the loan, why don't you save money?
Well...
Oh my God, it's no use talking to you. I told you I'd treat you to a delicious caviar dinner, but all you do is complain. Anyway, you must dress properly for the dinner party. Is that clear?
What? Wait a minute, Emmy.
Caviar, can't you cancel it now? Emmy. Mary, about that dinner party we talked about the other day, I've changed my mind.
Ah, did you cancel the caviar? I'm glad. After all, 4,000 is too much.
What? What are you talking about? I decided to order not only caviar, but also a high-end Italian caterer.
Huh?
I thought some of my relatives might not like caviar.
So you mean the budget has increased?
Yes, the budget might be around $5,400. You are always complaining about caviar. It would be a hassle if you complained again on the day, so I thought I'd let you know ahead of time.
Emmy, are you sure you'll be okay?
Huh?
Taking advantage of the fact that Bob is in the hospital, you're spending money like Jeff Bezos. Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Wait, what do you mean? Are you telling me to be stingy and save money when it's a family gathering? Don't you think you're being rude to me?
I'm just saying that I'm concerned.
I haven't fallen so low that you have to worry about me.
But the mortgage...
What? Are you talking about that again? I told you the other day, that is something you and Dan should be able to handle.
I don't know. I don't think it's right to be extravagant while Bob is in the hospital. I'm still worried about spending $5,400.
Shouldn't you be worried about yourself?
Me?
You're not saying you don't remember me telling you this, are you?
I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't.
Huh?
I'm certain that we're not short on cash at the moment, but...
Well, what a person. I knew it. You're just wanting to rip me off.
You know what?
You're driving me crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy talking to you. Anyway, I'll pay for the dinner party, so you stay out of it. Bye.
Honey, you busy? Sorry if you're busy.
Oh, honey, I just finished work and I'm on my way home. What's up?
It's about the weekend dinner party.
Oh, you know the annual dinner with relatives? We're getting together at my parents' house this time too. What about it?
It looks like Emmy is covering all the expenses. Have you heard what the budget is for this dinner party?
What? No. I just heard she's ordering caviar, but with my dad in the condition he's in, I'm guessing it'll be reasonably priced caviar?
No, that's the thing. I heard she's going to spend $5,400 for the caviar plus a catering service from a high-end Italian restaurant.
$5,400? That's a lot of money.
I think so too. Many of your relatives are rich, so Emmy seems really into it.
Seriously? That's just trying to show off. I wonder if Mom knows her place.
I tried to remind her of the mortgage, but it doesn't seem to be working. She's upset? It's like she's upset with me.
I don't know.
I know it's a once-in-a-year dinner party and there's no need to be stingy with it, but we're also under a lot of pressure right now. And to spend all the money like this is just...
I agree. If she has the money to do such a thing, use it to pay off the mortgage first.
If it were possible, I would try to persuade her to spend less, but I don't think she'll listen to me.
Either way, we're running out of time. There must be cancellation fee, and we would have to apologize to the restaurant where we ordered the food. Besides, Mom always dotes on John. She never listens to me, and she's still complaining about the fact that I got married before him.
Well, I've been told that too. I don't agree with it, but I guess there's nothing we can do this time.
I know. Anyway, we are both going to the dinner that day, so let's keep an eye on her. I'll let Dad know how things going.
Right, that would be great.
Okay, I'm heading home now.
Okay, safe trip home.
Mary, are you already on your way?
Oh yes, Dan and I are on our way. We should be there in about 10 minutes.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. You need to go to another room after the dinner party starts.
What? Why?
Well, I asked you to come as a married couple for the sake of appearances, but caviar and Italian food are too good for you.
Yes?
It's for not knowing your place. You'll always be poor because you have to pay that monthly mortgage.
You're the one to say.
I'm saying it because I'm the only one who can say it. Because you were so vain and bought that mansion.
What are you talking about?
You have no money, but you forced yourself to get a mortgage, and yet you want me to save the budget for dinner parties and pay the mortgage for our own house. There's no limit to how brazen you can be.
Oh, that's how you interpreted it. No wonder we're not on the same page.
When the dinner party starts, quickly go to the next room. And when the time is right, pretend that something urgent has come up and go home alone. That way you can at least save your face.
Oh.
Well, I'd feel bad if you had nothing to eat. You can at least have instant ramen.
Instant ramen?
Well, beggars can't be choosers, you know. You're so shabby, so after you eat your instant ramen, just go home.
Okay. Well then, neither Dan nor I will be attending today's dinner party.
Huh? What are you talking about? You'll be arriving here soon, right?
You don't want me to attend the dinner party, right? I'm going to turn around and go home now.
Then why don't you go home alone, Mary? Only Dan should attend.
When I told him what you said to me earlier, Dan doesn't feel like going to the dinner anymore.
Then you can both skip it. I'd be better off without Dan and you.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I'll stop paying the mortgage on the house.
What?
I won't be paying $1,500 a month from now on.
Oh dear, I don't know what you think you're doing, but you and Dan are the ones who will suffer, aren't you?
You'll see who gets in trouble later.
You're just full of nonsense like that. I'll enjoy the caviar and Italian food. You guys can do whatever you want. Mary! Hey, please pick up the phone.
Good evening, Emmy. What's wrong?
I'm in trouble.
What is?
It's the monthly mortgage.
Oh.
Is it true that you're paying for my house, not the mansion you live in with Dan?
That's right. Who told you that?
From all my relatives who were at the dinner party.
I see.
My relatives asked me why Dan and Mary weren't there, so I told them that you were trying to make me pay the mortgage on your house. Then all my relatives said, it's the opposite. I just thought that it was a bad joke. But then I got a call from the bank saying that I hadn't paid this month's mortgage due to insufficient balance in my account. I didn't think it was true.
Yes, I have been transferring $1,500 each month to Bob's account for mortgage.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? You embarrassed me in front of my relatives.
I told you at the family meeting.
Huh?
Bob had to be hospitalized suddenly and he had to take a leave of absence from work. He might not be able to pay the mortgage during that time because the treatment is going to cost a lot of money. So since I earn more than Dan, I am responsible for the monthly payment of $1,500 for the time being.
I can't believe that you are making more money than Dan. No, that's not the point. What about the mansion? Bob was hospitalized at the same time when you and Dan moved into the mansion. That's why I thought the mortgage was for the mansion.
The house was given to me by my grandfather.
Huh? Your grandfather?
I'm sure I told you that. That house was originally my grandparents'. They were getting old and it was getting too much for them to manage, so they decided to move into a small bungalow. Right around that time, Bob was hospitalized and I had to pay the mortgage. My grandfather, who was worried about our life, asked us if we would like to move into the house they lived in.
So that's what happened.
Bob suggested that I move in with you. That way, it would make more sense for me to pay the mortgage. But you were so strongly against it. So we decided to live in my grandfather's house while paying only the mortgage on your house.
Are you telling the truth?
John is still single, but you said you only want to live with him and his wife in the future and refused to live with us, didn't you?
Oh, is that right?
Don't play dumb with me. Well, now, I'm glad we didn't move in together.
Oh.
You really don't remember anything, do you, Emmy? Bob, you, John, Dan, and I. We had a family meeting, right? That's when we talked.
Well,
I think you were half asleep, weren't you? You only leaned forward when we were talking about something that involved you. When Bob asked you to go to work to support the family finances, you protested that as a full-time housewife, there was no way you could find a job. When I asked you to live with me, you said,
I don't want to live with Dan and you.
We couldn't come to an agreement, and in the end, I had to compromise a lot. But I didn't think that you had refused to live with me because you didn't understand what I was talking about.
I didn't realize that was the story.
Well, Bob told me I don't have to pay the mortgage anymore.
What?
He has decided to sell the house.
What? He's giving up the house?
You both can't pay the mortgage, so he has no choice but to let it go. Bob doesn't want to give up the home he bought. But to the point, to get both Dan and I involved is ridiculous. After hearing about how much money you were spending and how you were treating me, he decided that it was no longer a good idea. He also promised to pay back the mortgage that I had paid until now.
Oh no. What am I supposed to do now? If he sells the house, I will have no place to live.
I'm sure that's true.
Don't say I'm sure like it's someone else's problem. I am your in-law.
No, Emmy. You made me pay the mortgage on your own house. I can't consider someone who makes me pay their own mortgage and then calls me poor to be my in-law.
I didn't know you were paying my mortgage. It's not my fault.
It's not that you didn't know. It's just that you didn't listen to me.
I'm sorry I called you poor. So please convince Bob not to sell the house.
You can tell that directly to Bob.
Well,
Bob will be discharged soon, right? I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about then. Please ask him about the future.
Mary?
I have nothing more to say, so if you'll excuse me.
Well then.
So long, Emmy. Bob finished his treatment and was safely discharged from the hospital. Then we had another discussion at my in-laws' house. Although Emmy was strongly opposed to the idea, it was agreed that my in-laws' house would be sold. After that, Bob scolded Emmy for spending $5,400 at a dinner party. Furthermore, Bob and John were very hard on her for continuously verbally abusing me despite the fact that I was paying the mortgage. Emmy cried and pleaded for forgiveness, but Bob's anger did not abate. Finally, they got divorced. After being evicted from that house, she rented a small apartment and started living alone. She was planning to move in with John when he got married. But to her surprise, John got married to a foreigner and went abroad. Emmy, who is now completely alone, is living a life of poverty and draining what little money she has left from her share of the property. Bob, on the other hand, lives with Dan and I in the house given to me by my grandfather. Dan and I are busy working together, but Bob actively takes care of the house, which has been very helpful to us. I would like to continue to live with my family on good terms.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Eric, what are you going to do for dinner tonight? Are you eating at your parents' house? Or are you coming home? I'll prepare something if you're coming home.
Miley, I'm sorry for texting you so late. My mom told me to have dinner here. So I'll eat at my parents'.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just make something we have at home.
Yeah, I won't be home late. I'm sorry. I know it's our date night, and I know it's been a while.
No worries. Your mother needed you. We can do date night another time. So, what was it about?
Nothing much. She wanted to redecorate her room. She didn't want to do the heavy lifting, so she asked me to do it.
Oh, I see.
That's not the only reason she called me, though. She wants me to go on a trip with her.
Okay.
I know you don't want to go, but can you come with me this time?
I'm not really feeling up for it. I'm sure she just wants you to go. The last time you two went on a trip, I ended up staying here anyway. So I don't think I should go with you.
She asked me to ask you to come with us.
What? She did?
Yeah. I think she wants to do something nice for you. She probably feels bad about how she was treating you before.
I don't think so.
Come on, she's a human being too. She wants to get along with you, so give it a chance and come with us.
I've been bullied by her multiple times. I've been verbally abused by her too, so I find it hard to believe that she genuinely wants to reconcile. Remember how many times I've shared my struggles with you? I went through hell with it, but you never did anything. I went through hell dealing with her behavior, and it felt like torture when she visited frequently. I couldn't even sleep. Given all this, I simply can't trust anything she says. Even if she's sincere now, I don't think I'm ready to make amends with her.
Miley, please. I'm her only son, you know. To her, I'll always be her little boy, and she just can't help but dote on me. I guess I've never really grown up in her eyes. But now, she's finally making an effort to change. Please, can't you see that?
Don't make it sound so easy. How many times has your mother mocked me for not having a college degree? It's a shame for your family that an uneducated woman like me is marrying you. She even suggested I divorce you immediately. Can you believe it?
I'm really sorry about that. But I believe going on a trip could be a chance for you and Mom to make up. Can you think about it?
Make up? I'm not fighting with your mother. She's just unilaterally picking on me.
Well, maybe, but you don't want to keep things like this with her forever, right? I want you two to get along. Miley, please, do it for me. I want you to come with me, please.
That's how you feel, right? What about my feelings?
It's not that I haven't thought about it, but I believe you can get along well with Mom. However, Mom is getting older and I don't think she can easily reach out herself. So I want you to be the one to reach out to Mom. You're kind and good dealing with people, right? So please, I'm counting on you.
If you're that insistent. However, if I'm not pleased with how things go this time, I won't ever let you ask me for a favor like this again for the rest of my life.
Thank you. Of course. If by any chance this time my mom acts rudely or says something disrespectful to you again, you don't have to deal with her ever again.
That's a promise.
Yay, thank you. I have one more favor to ask.
What is it?
It's about the travel expenses. She asked me to cover them.
Huh? Why?
She said I make good money, so she asked if I could cover the expenses.
And you just said yes? It might feel good for you to be like that with your parents, but I'm the one who always ends up paying for everything, right? Or are you going to pay this time?
I'm sorry. I don't make much money. I'm just trying to do nice things for my mom.
If that's the case, I'd love to take my parents on a trip too. You don't have money for it, but here you are making plans with your mother.
I'm sorry.
Perhaps your mother doesn't really want me to go, but you're asking me to come along because you can't pay for it yourself, right?
That's not true. Absolutely not.
How can you say that?
Because Mom thinks I'm going to pay for it.
Huh? Wait, so you haven't informed her that I've been covering the mortgage payments?
Yeah, I should tell her, huh? I just don't want her to know that I'm making less than you. They think I'm making good money because we live in a nice place. So I guess she thought I could pay for the trip.
It might have been tough to find the right moment before, but why didn't you mention it when she asked you to foot the bill for this trip?
I mean...
You didn't want to tell them about it.
Okay, I'll tell them now.
Whatever. I don't blame you for wanting to do nice things for your mother. I'm just a little disappointed.
I'm sorry. I just think it's too awkward to tell her now. I promise. I'll tell her the next time we talk about money, so please forgive me.
I'm not mad at you. Whatever. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. You have work tomorrow, so don't stay up too late.
Okay, thank you.
I guess I have to pay for the trip, but please try to keep it budget-friendly, all right?
Of course I will. I can tell Mom you're coming too, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Miley. Good evening.
Good evening, Lauren. It's been a while.
You heard about the trip from Eric, right?
Yes, I heard.
I'm sorry I've been too hard on you. I'm sorry for everything.
Laura.
I know you've been working hard. Telling you the house is a mess or the food you cook isn't good. It was rude, and I've said too much. Please forgive me. Of course, I don't expect you to forgive me right away, but I'm hoping this trip will help bring us closer. Let's enjoy each other's company.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that's how you feel about me. I want you to enjoy this trip too.
Oh, you're so nice. I want to do something nice for you. You want to go get a massage before our flight?
A massage?
Yeah. My friend runs a spa massage salon. I booked afternoon flights, so I think we can go in the morning. Since we're going to Mexico and we're going to be wearing bathing suit, I want to look as good as possible before that. Don't you?
That's true.
Right? I'll pay for our treatment. Accept it as my peace offering.
Thank you so much. Then, by all means, please.
Really? Good. I'll let you know the details later.
Yeah, thank you.
Miley, what are you doing? The gates are about to close. Are you still at the spa? What on earth are you doing? You'll be late if you don't check in already.
Miley! Eric has been calling you too. Where are you? Laura, did you trick me? You told me the flight was at 2:30 p.m. So you said we had plenty of time if we left the spa by 12 p.m. You also mentioned that you had our flight tickets. I had no option to check it since it's your email address. Was this all a setup? Did you never intend for me to join you in the first place? Oh, so you finally caught on? You're a bit slow, huh? You fell for my lousy acting so easily. It's hilarious. You don't need to come anymore. You're just an outsider, so stay home and mind your own business. Were you shocked? Too bad for you. Sorry, but you missed the check-in time, so there's no point in rushing over now. This trip is just for the family. You're better off staying home alone. Really? Thank you. What? Honestly, I never wanted to go on that trip in the first place, so I'm actually relieved that I don't have to waste my money on it. What are you even talking about? I mean, I'm not about to fork out cash for a trip I never wanted to go on in the first place. It's just absurd. What's with the attitude? Acting all high and mighty? You're talking like you were going to pay for it yourself. Eric is covering all the travel expenses, you know. He's such a sweetheart, taking care of everything. But when it comes to covering your expenses, it would have cost a fortune. So I didn't even book anything for you from the start. All right, I get it now. Since I'm not going with you two, and your attitude just sealed the deal, I won't be paying for anything at all. You'll have to take care of your own travel expenses. What are you talking about? Even though you're married to my son, the way you talk about the money he earns, as if it's your own, seriously pisses me off. The money he earns? What? Eric wanted to hide the fact that he earns less than me. I'm sure he hasn't told you yet. I was going to pay for this whole trip. Not only that, I'm also paying our mortgage. I'm basically paying for everything. You can't be serious. I didn't know you made that much money. It's a lie. My son called me and told me he booked a 5-star hotel. Eric makes the reservations, but I'm the one who pays the bill. I agreed to cover everything. I even asked him to keep costs down, but it seems like he's taking advantage. I'm canceling my card, so you'll have to handle your own expenses when you arrive. What? There's no way we can pay for that. Well, you didn't want me to go, so there's nothing I can do. Fine. I'll have Eric pay for it. You're such a terrible wife. Just leave and divorce my son already. I'll even give him some tips on how to get rid of you. Do as you please. Honestly, I've been feeling a certain type of way about your son for a while now. This situation is just making things clearer. Oh, really? You're surprisingly understanding. Eric knows exactly how you've been treating me, but he doesn't lift a finger to do anything about it. Isn't it obvious? I'm his mother. Of course he loves me. I'm sure if he were forced to choose between me and you, he'd pick me without a second thought. I see. That's right. Maybe it's time for you to start preparing for the divorce. Since you two don't even have kids yet, why not find a new partner and start a family with them? Personally, I'd be happier with Eric remarrying a younger, more compliant wife than having grandchildren from someone like you. My son is too good for you. You're better off with some low-life guy. Leave him alone. Miley, can you head this way now? I need your help. I'm really sorry about what Mom did. I'll make sure she apologizes too. Before you hopped on the plane, your mom called. She didn't sound too apologetic to me. She also mentioned something about divorce too.
What? Divorce? I'm no good without you. There's no way I'm getting a divorce.
You really think it's your mother's fault?
Of course, it's all her fault.
Then why did you leave me? You knew I didn't want to go on the trip, so you should have considered canceling the trip.
Well, I thought it would have been a waste of money. Besides, I'd be worried if it was just my parents.
I already knew you were on your mother's side at that point.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I just assumed you'd still make it, even if it was just a bit late.
Given what your mother said to me, it's no surprise I didn't want to go. Plus, there weren't many flights available. So if I missed that one, finding another one on short notice would have been tough.
Then, how about the hotel payment?
Your mother said it's okay, because she'll have you pay for it.
Huh? I can't pay for a 5-star hotel.
Yeah, I specifically asked you to keep the budget low, didn't I? But then you went ahead and booked a 5-star hotel, trying to take advantage of me paying for everything.
That was definitely my bad.
Since I didn't go on the trip, I'll be expecting reimbursement for the plane ticket as well.
What? You're kidding, right?
I don't have time for that. If you addressed all the bullying that your mother did to me, and be there for me to support me instead of leaving me behind, I would have paid for the trip this time. Your mother did some unforgivable things, but so did you, Eric.
I'm sorry. I apologize. But can you at least do something about the hotel bill? I'm too scared to stay in a foreign country without a place to stay.
Then why don't you ask your father to do something about it?
Dad just found out about what Mom has been doing to you. He's furious at me. But he doesn't have that kind of money either.
Why don't you take some responsibility for it yourself, even just a little? You've been aware of the situation. When Laura used to come over almost every day, I kept urging you to address it with her. But you never took any action. If I hadn't confronted your mother, I doubt she would have stopped coming.
I mean, I can't just tell my mom not to come over, right? You may not like my mom, but she's my only mother.
Oh, so you're just going to ignore your wife's feelings? I see. You're siding with your mother as usual. Well, this trip might be a good chance for us to have some space for a while.
What? Stop talking crazy.
I'm serious. I'm the one paying for the mortgage. You should be the one to leave.
You're not serious, right?
I need some space to think carefully about the future.
What do you mean by that?
You already know, regarding the divorce.
Okay, I'm sorry. Stop talking about that. I need you.
I used to love you, you know, but that feeling has faded away. I've made it clear that I want nothing to do with your mother. Yet here you are, making plans without even consulting me. And look at the mess that ensued. I was harassed and left alone. And now you have the nerve to suggest I come anyway, even if I'm late.
It was my fault. You don't have to deal with Mom ever again. I'll cut ties with my mom after the trip too. So I don't want a divorce.
Anyway, I just want to be alone and think things over.
Miley, I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me.
What? Laura?
Yes, I took the phone from Eric. I'm texting you from his phone. I really want to apologize to you, Miley.
Is that because you can't pay the hotel bill?
That's part of it. But after what I heard from Eric, I realized that what you told me was true. I never considered that Eric wasn't making enough money. I'm really sorry for being harsh with you.
You judge people based on their income? That's absurd.
I'm truly sorry. My husband said he couldn't believe I was giving you a hard time. He feels disappointed. Just now, Eric even mentioned about cutting me off. That is what you get for all the things that you did to me. You deserve it. Please, forgive me. I'm really sorry. Ah, nice attempt. You pulled the same stunt before our trip and left me hanging. You really think I'm gonna buy into that again? I swear, this time it's for real. Just trust me on this. I'll make sure to pay you back for the plane ticket no matter what it takes. But I don't have the money to pay you now. Could you cover the hotel expenses for now? Would it be possible for you to come over and handle the payment? No chance. It's peak holiday season. Most flights are booked. But even if they weren't, I wouldn't go. No. You told me to stay at home, remember? I'll be here, keeping quiet, just like you wanted. What about us? My father-in-law apparently knows a bit of basic Spanish. He went to the hotel staff and apologized, arranged to postpone the hotel payment. He borrowed some money and settled the bill. When my husband came back, he was on his knees, practically begging for forgiveness. He swore up and down that his mom wouldn't bother us anymore, and he'd cut ties with her for good. I decided not to kick him out, but I made it crystal clear that one wrong move and he's out the door. Since then, he's been pitching in more around the house, which is a huge relief. He's also apologized for the money stress he put me through, and is dead set on getting that promotion at work. My father-in-law has apologized to me for his wife. Even my father-in-law had a word with his wife, warning her that if she causes any more trouble, he's out. So far, Laura's been surprisingly quiet. Eric's still got some work to do, but I'm giving him a chance to shape up. I'm just glad I don't have to deal with Laura's drama anymore. Here's hoping for a drama-free life with my husband from now on.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.
Hey, Katie, what's with this pile of letters? Oh, sis, what do you mean? They're invitations to my and Sam's wedding. I answered that I'm not attending the other day. I don't understand why you would send over 20 invitations to the same wedding. Our mailbox is overflowing with your invitations alone. This is just a new kind of harassment. It's annoying. Cut it out. Huh? I should tell you to cut it out. What? I went to the trouble of inviting you to my and Sam's wedding, but you reply with a no-show. You don't know your place. You're the one who doesn't know your place. I hope you haven't forgotten what you did to me a year ago. Oh, you mean the things I did to your fiancé, Sam? That's right. So why would I do that? Why would I go to the wedding of the people who betrayed me? Why, because you're the bride's sister, of course. Ah, could it be that you still have lingering feelings for Sam? Of course not. I mean, it's already been a year since then. I can't believe you're still whining about it. The ugly sister who hasn't found a partner since being dumped by Sam. I guess she's still holding on. If she were a normal girl, she would have found a new love by now. And she's already forgotten about Sam. I feel sorry for ugly girls. Shut up. That's right. Sam runs his own company too. I'm sure it must have been frustrating for you to lose your shot at a successful businessman. Ugly girls are more likely to be single forever if they miss their chance to get married. I mean, you're still single. No wonder you're so obsessed with your ex-fiancé. I said that's not true. But Sam is my husband, right? I won't give him to you. I don't want him. I don't want a man who's cheating on me with your dirty hands all over him. Huh? I would just push him away as fast as I could, even if he returned to me begging, so don't worry and get married. You're so frustrated saying that, aren't you? We'll make sure you're at our wedding, sister. I'll keep sending you invitations, 100 or 1,000, until you say you'll attend. Stop it. I told you it's annoying. I'm never going to your wedding. If you want to send invitations, go ahead. I don't care if the postage costs you a ton of money. See you later. Hold on. Mom told me. Seriously? Why are you coming to my wedding? Well, I had prepared a seat for the possibility that you might come. But you know what? You had declared that you would never go to the wedding. What's going on? Did you finally get over your embarrassment? I wasn't planning on coming either. I'm not coming for you. I'm coming by invitation from the groom's side. Huh? Groom's side? Oh, I see. So Sam invited my sister for me, whom he loves so much. Oh, Sam is so wonderful. What a nice surprise. That's not what happened. I can't believe that you would come only if Sam invited you. Actually, you came because you wanted to see Sam, didn't you? I don't even want to see his face. I accepted the invitation out of necessity for business reasons. Oh, I don't need that excuse. Well, I guess that means we have everybody. Thanks for coming to my wedding, ugly sister. You poor loser who lost Sam to me. I guess you'll be single for the rest of your life. I'll show you our happy wedding right in front of you, and you can show me your ugly, frustrated loser face, won't you? Hey, sis. What was that all about at the wedding? Don't do anything embarrassing, because ugly people without self-respect are really gross. What are you talking about? Sis, you were sitting next to President Martelli the whole time. Yes, I was sitting there. What's wrong with that? President Martelli is the president of a business partner of Sam's company. You know about that? Yuck, you are seriously indiscreet. What? I know you're trying to get more money than Sam, but it won't work. President Martelli just got married last month. You're so desperate to get married that you're even going after a married man. I'm not that unprincipled. But I'm sure you'll be single for the rest of your life, so don't ever go fishing for ugly men. And you're fishing for men at your sister's wedding? You're so desperate, it's pathetic. I'm not fishing for a guy. The atmosphere of the ceremony was really bad because of the presence of an insane woman like you. It was a wedding ceremony, but everyone was so tense because of you. But I'm already married. What? My sister is married? That's an ugly lie. You're too miserable, so stop it. Aren't you ashamed of yourself for telling such an obvious lie? You should ask your husband if it's true. What? Sam? Sam invited President Martelli to the wedding today with his wife, but it was obvious he said that without knowing who his wife was, so President Martelli told Sam that he had to let him know. My wife is your ex-fiancée, your bride's sister, but you really don't mind me attending, do you? Huh? My sister is President Martelli's wife? What, you haven't noticed all day? It's normal, the order of seating at the ceremony, the way the conversation went. I'm President Martelli's wife. How could I not know about this? Well, I've never shown my face to anyone in the business world, and the wedding was overseas, and the only people invited were the groom's family. I'm not listening to you. I had estranged myself from our parents, who of course took your side when I broke off my engagement a year ago. If it weren't for the wedding today, I wouldn't have told them anything. You sent out dozens of invitations, and our mailbox got flooded with them. Not only was it bothering me, it was bothering my husband. We even discussed the idea of both of us not attending the wedding. But then, when Sam himself directly invited me, I thought it would not be right for me as the president's wife to refuse the invitation. So, we decided to attend together as a couple. What the hell? When Sam heard about it, he said he thought it was someone else who just happened to have the same name as mine, and he was quite upset. But I guess he couldn't back down since he invited other executives to attend the wedding with their wives. I guess he had no choice but to agree to my presence. What the hell? That's so unfair. President Martelli is a successful businessman and a very popular, handsome guy. He's the president of a company that's so big it's not even worth mentioning. I was so envious when I heard he got married. Why, of all people? Why my ugly sister of all people? It's not fair. It's not fair that you're happier than me.
Katie, what are you saying? Today is your wedding to Sam. You're the bride, so don't make such misleading remarks.
It's not misleading. I mean, if he's okay with a girl as fat as you, then he'll be all over me, the beautiful one.
What?
An ugly sister is not suitable for President Martelli. People would say that it's impossible for the wife of the president of the company to be ugly. President Martelli's reputation would be ruined because of you. I have to save President Martelli before he becomes a laughingstock.
What are you talking about, Katie?
It's not too late. I'm going to tell Sam that I'm going to marry President Martelli after all. Why? Why didn't President Martelli fall for me? That's absolutely strange. It works so easily with Sam. I'm definitely a better girl than you.
You know what? It's rare to find a cheater like Sam who had a fiancé and succumbs to another woman's seduction. Normally, engaged or married men don't fall for someone that easily.
But it's me. I'm the one who's trying to seduce him to marry me, so it's strange that he didn't fall for it. You're sabotaging me the way ugly people do, aren't you?
What does that even mean?
You are jealous of my beauty, and you're making it so that President Martelli won't notice his true love. Because you fight dirty, you'll remain ugly for the rest of your life. Well, I guess it's because if you fight me properly, you won't be able to compete with beautiful me. Why don't you get a grip on reality? There isn't a single man in the world who would want to be with you, ugly sister. You're doomed to be single and lonely for the rest of your life.
Hey, don't you realize it yet?
What?
Who the hell do you think is President Martelli?
Who is he? He's the president of a business partner of Sam's company.
That's not what I meant. Well, he's a lot more sophisticated now that he's changed from glasses to contacts, and he's changed his last name too.
What? Are you trying to say that I knew him a long time ago?
Yes, that's right.
Don't be coy. Tell me.
His last name used to be Romano.
Romano?
His full name is Paul Romano. He took the Martelli surname because he was adopted by a distant relative in the Martelli family who wanted an heir to the company. As a result, he became Paul Martelli, president.
Romano? The dork with the glasses?
I don't want to call him that, but yes. It's that Paul Romano, the guy you spent the last 3 years of high school harassing, calling him a loser and a nerd.
No way.
I heard that Paul was really bullied by you and your friends. I know how cruel you are. You lost any likable qualities a long time ago. I mean, it was a long time before I could stand up to you. Even if we ignore what happened in high school, even now you're doing things like sending all those invitations to me. I realized you're a little crazy. All my important mail was getting buried.
What are you going on about?
And the reason why the atmosphere at your wedding ceremony was so tense, the one everyone was staring at was you, not me.
Huh? Why should I be the one getting stared at? I'm the bride. I should be congratulated.
I told the guests about your high school antics. It was a little revenge from me and my husband, but I didn't think you'd go even further than that. You ended up breaking off the engagement yourself. I'm really laughing my ass off.
What the? Oh my God, I get it. I'll give up this time, but don't think you've won. Next time, I'm going to get a better man than President Martelli. Sam broke off our engagement, but there are so many better men out there. Maybe next time I'll get a Middle Eastern oil tycoon. Can you imagine? With my cuteness, I'm enough to win over any celebrity or handsome man.
You should be the one to face reality.
Reality?
Whose fault was it that your engagement ended yesterday?
Why don't you blame yourself for that? If you hadn't gotten engaged to a worthless man like Sam or married President Martelli in the first place, I wouldn't have had to think about my sister's life.
Is that an escape from reality? Don't tell me that you're serious.
What?
It's your fault for breaking off the engagement on the day of the wedding because you were the bride and got distracted by another man. Sam is an idiot and a cheater, but if even a moron like that dumps you, you really are beyond help.
Huh?
If you don't understand, take some time and really think about it. Bye.
Sis! The money for the canceled wedding. It's $200,000 total. You need to pay everything as soon as possible.
Why me?
It's your fault this happened. I'll tell you where to transfer the money later, so do it properly.
Oh my God, you're not sorry for anything, are you?
Why should I be sorry?
The person who is charged $200,000 is you, not me. You're the one who's responsible for what happened.
What? What? You're putting the blame on me? I didn't do anything wrong.
You were like that a year ago when you stole Sam from me. It's my fault for having him taken from me because I'm ugly, right? Of course, there was no way you could get away with such a messed up reason. Sam paid me damages for you too, right?
Don't bring up something that's over now.
I'm just stunned that you didn't learn anything from your past mistakes.
Huh?
If you betray your spouse or fiancé, you deserve to be sued for damages. It's common sense. Enough. Realize that you're a crazy person.
What? A pretty girl like me is allowed to do whatever she wants. You're an ugly bitch. Common sense? I'm telling you, ugly people are not even human. Who do you think you are to lecture me, a beautiful woman, like you're a human being?
Could you say the same thing in front of a lawyer? Would you say the same thing in front of the police? If we were to go to court, could you say the same thing in a legal forum?
What?
In this world, the basic rule is to say sorry when you do something wrong. If you do something that can't be solved by just saying sorry, alimony, settlements, damages, you have to apologize by means of money. That's what you're being asked to do now.
Well,
a year ago, Sam took care of it, but that's not going to happen this time. Even our father and mother don't have $200,000 to spare. They said they couldn't cover for you this time and told everyone else not to help you out.
So, that's why I'm telling you to.
You still don't get it? I'm the wife of President Martelli who you caused trouble. A year ago, you stole my fiancé from me. You shouldn't need me to tell you that I would never help you out.
I don't need you to tell me that, but how can I pay $200,000? You should understand that too, sister. It's normal for those who have money to pay. That's why I'm telling you.
Why are you being so naive? All you have to do is work.
What?
You said, I'm beautiful and I'm going to be a millionaire so I don't have to work. It's your own fault that you still haven't had a single job in your mid-20s. No matter how delusional you are, the reality is that no one can help you anymore. So, just get a job and work. That's the only option you have right now.
Me? Work? No. Do I have to work? I'm supposed to be a millionaire, aren't I? I'm supposed to be the wife of a CEO or an oil tycoon and live without working for the rest of my life, right?
If you haven't become one already, I don't think you'll ever be a millionaire. Give it up and go to work.
What?
I have nothing else to say, and I'm not going to help you. Bye now.
Work? How?
Katie, who had never worked before, jumped at a job she found on the internet that would allow her to earn money easily, but, naturally, there was no way it was a legitimate job. A few months later, she was arrested by the police for being involved in a crime. When the employees found out that his ex-fiancé had become a criminal and that he had been having an affair with me and my sister, Sam was dismissed from his position as president of the company and is now a low-wage earner. He is now working a low-paying job. He contacted me and my husband for money, but we both blocked him. Then the letter attacks on our home started, perhaps imitating Katie, so we moved out as quickly as possible. Since then, our days have been peaceful.
Hello, Nancy. Yes, Alyssa? Stop calling me by my name. I'm your mother. Just call me Mom. You didn't let me call you Mom for so long. I can't call you Mom anymore. That's okay. I didn't get a chance to talk to you at the funeral, so I thought I'd drop you a message. So, what can I do for you? You're cold. I don't have to have a reason to give you a message. Huh? It's been ages since I last saw you. Yes. How long have we not seen each other? I moved away when I started college. It's been 10 years. Has it been that long already? We met again at your dad's funeral, but why didn't you visit us for 10 years? No one will be happy to see me. That's not true. Rob and I both wanted to see you. You don't have to say something you don't mean. Well, that's a terrible thing to say. We're family. Family? I've never thought of you guys as family. What? My father and I are related by blood, but you and Rob were not. Why are you saying this? I took such good care of you. Took good care of me? Since you remarried to Rob when I was in middle school, I've taken care of everything myself. In fact, I did all the cooking and cleaning for you because you didn't do any of the housework. But we lived under the same roof for 5 years. And you have a cute little brother, RJ. No. RJ doesn't think of me as his sister. He thinks of me as a handy servant. That's not true. RJ is not my brother, and you're not my mother either. Why do you say such sad things? Your father must be sad in heaven. I don't think he's sad. When we lived together, you never treated me as part of your family. I never thought of you guys as my family either. Rob was all about you and RJ. I was left out. You guys never took me on a family vacation. Well, there's a budget, Budget? Because if I took you with me, it would cost a lot more. Well, Rob's salary wasn't very high, but I don't want to be stingy when it comes to family vacations, so I decided to leave you home to stay at a nice hotel. That way, we could spend more on food too. So you're saying I don't count as family? That's not true. I always bought you souvenirs from our trips. You have been and always will be my family. I don't know what you are saying, but that's why I want you to pay me back every penny I've ever spent on you. Huh? The living expenses I've spent on you, food, clothes, and the house's electricity, gas, and water bills, and everything else. It's about $300,000 in total. Alisa, you should go see your doctor. What do you mean? I just thought you were crazy. What's wrong with me? For you to call me family and ask me for money like that, I can't help but think you're sick. I beg your pardon? Then let me tell you something. You're not a part of my family, but I've been taking care of you. I will charge you for every penny you've ever cost me. Everything. Well, you are a housewife, so I don't think you spent a penny on me. What are you talking about? I supported my husband as a housewife. That means it's also my money. Is that so? That's how it is. You didn't even do the housework. That's rude. I did a lot of things you didn't know about. Like what? Shut up. don't get me started on all the details. Okay. Anyway, your dad told me I could charge you for all the money I've spent. My dad? That's right. He even wrote me a will. Does he even have a will? I raised his daughter. He must have wanted to repay me for raising a stepdaughter. I was devastated when he passed away, but I was moved to know that he was thinking of me. Is that will a real one? I don't think my father would let his daughter pay for it. Of course it's real. It has his signature. What? Yes, it's your dad's wish to charge you money. I'll make sure you pay me back. I see. So, after ruining my father's life, you're trying to rip me off. I'm not ripping you off. I'm just claiming my right. You sound like a parasite. I'm not a parasite. You're the kind of girl who irritates people, aren't you? It must be hard to pay $300,000 all at once. You can pay me $3,000 a month. I won't pay for it. You have to pay. I told you I have your dad's will. You're the one who raised the tuition and got through college. You can easily afford $3,000 a month, right? It's impossible. You're working for a well-known company now, aren't you? I didn't get this job for you. What are you talking about? I sent you to a good school so you wouldn't have to worry about money in the future. That's why you're here now. I want you to be grateful. You say it's a good school. Unlike RJ, I didn't have a private tutor. I entered a public school on my own. My relatives paid for my high school entrance fees. I went to college on a scholarship. I don't have anything to thank you for. You're always saying things that make me angry. Don't talk to your mother like that. Mother, didn't you just call me a stranger? I meant you are a stranger, but I took care of you. You didn't take care of me. Shut up already. Anyway, I'll send you a copy of your dad's will. You'd better read it carefully. Nancy, I sent you a letter by express mail. Did you get it already? A letter? Yes, a letter of commitment and an invoice. Oh, I got something that looks like that. I've written down the payment address on the invoice. Make sure you transfer the money there every month. I told you no. Are you still saying that? That's enough. You're the one who needs to stop. Do you really enjoy taking money from people so much? What a big mouth. You're just like your mother. Is that so? I've been told I look like her. You also have a mean personality just like her. It pisses me off just thinking about it. That woman who took my money. You were having an affair with my father. I was serious. My father and you were both married at the time, so cheating is cheating. But she didn't have to charge me alimony. You knew my father was married and you went out with him. You should pay alimony. I don't think so. I can only assume that she was asking for money because she was angry that I had taken her husband. Your mother wasn't attractive as a woman. No wonder he left her. Well, but my dad paid the alimony you should have paid, remember? You even made my father pay the alimony your ex-husband demanded. So what? You didn't get punished for anything. You're running away from your responsibility. You can say whatever you want. I'll make you pay. I said I won't pay. Are you still trying to get away? I'm letting you pay monthly. There's no reason for me to pay you. If you don't pay me in time, I'll go to court and ask you to pay me in one lump sum. Whatever you want. Oh, really? Well, okay. By the way, you live in a very large apartment, right? Well, I have 4 rooms, so I guess it's a bit on the large side. So what? I'm moving into your apartment. Please empty a room for me. Huh? What are you saying now? Why should I let a parasite in my house? You're so obnoxious, aren't you? It's hard to pay the rent now that my husband is gone. Even though there's going to be an inheritance, it's not going to be much. I'm a stay-at-home mom with no income, and RJ hasn't found a job yet. You mean I'm supposed to take care of you guys? That's what I'm saying. Don't you think it's too much? You're just a stranger, but you must take care of me. I'm not going to pay you a penny. Oh, yeah, RJ is moving in with us. What? Make sure you leave room for RJ. You've been talking nonsense for a while now. I have no intention of supporting you guys. I don't care what you want. You can't run away forever. Huh? That's right. I have an idea. Will you hire RJ at the company you work for? Huh? RJ is graduating from college soon, but has not received any job offers. You are RJ's sister, after all. It would help if you used your connections to get RJ in. Our company is not hiring new graduates at the moment. I don't think it's possible to bring RJ in. If it's a profitable company, it wouldn't be a big deal to add one more employee. If that's not possible, you should quit and they should hire RJ instead. Are you aware that you're talking nonsense? Not at all. I'm just saying the right thing as a mother who cares about her son. We can't hire RJ at our company. Why not? I mean, no company would want to hire him. What do you mean? Can he read and write well? Yes, he can. How about addition and subtraction? Do you think he is an idiot? I've never seen RJ studying. I'm seriously worried about him. He grew up spoiled by parents who weren't very smart. He needs to be more independent and cooperative. Getting a job is difficult when he's lived a life of selfishness. You've got to be kidding me. I'm not. Whatever you say, our company won't hire him anyway. How do you know that? You're not in HR. It's up to the president to decide whether or not he'll hire you. You really don't know anything about life, do you? What? You don't know who the CEO is? I don't care. I am. Well, don't lie. You're still in your 20s. We're a brand new company. You founded the company? My mother founded the company and I took over as CEO last year. Huh. If RJ is really capable, I might hire him if he's really talented and valuable. That's not 100% likely to happen. Wait a minute. Why did that woman create a company? She was just a housewife, wasn't she? She became a housewife after marrying my father. My mother was always hardworking. My father wanted her to stay home and support him, so she reluctantly quit her job. That's right. While my father kept her at home, he went out and got himself a woman. It's appalling, I know, but it was probably a good thing that she divorced him. Thanks to that, she was able to go back to work. She even started her own business. Okay. I was working for another company until my mother started her own business. My mother asked me to help her with the business, so I moved to her company. I had a lot of difficulties in the beginning, but now we have good employees and our business is growing steadily. Thanks to her, I'm making a good living. That's not fair. She swindled me out of alimony and on top of that, she's making money? Well, my father paid the alimony, didn't he? Oh yeah, my mother remarried and has a younger husband now. What? Her husband also runs his own business. His earnings alone are enough to live on, so my mother gave her company. That's so unfair. She made a profit from the company and is happy? I'm having such a hard time making money. That's not fair.
Unfair? My mother worked hard and found happiness on her own. And she's the one who paid for my high school tuition. You, who only think about being a parasite on others, you have no right to criticize my mother.
Then what about you? Pay $5,000 a month and support us.
I don't want to. Don't just add $2,000.
You're a CEO. You have plenty of money, don't you? You can easily pay us $5,000.
I'm not going to pay you a single penny. Why don't you let your son, your pride and joy, earn the money?
RJ hasn't found a job yet.
Can't you at least get a part-time job?
I don't want him to. I want him to work for a real company. I want him to work as a full-time employee.
Oh.
And the salary should be at least $10,000 a month.
I see. You have no idea what life is, don't you?
Huh?
You don't see reality at all. It's 200% impossible for RJ to become a full-time employee.
Shut up. Shut up.
Stop expecting your useless son to do anything. Start working. Ah, I see. You are even more useless. I wonder if anyone will hire you.
How far are you going to go to make fun of us?
I'm not making fun of you guys. In fact, I respect you. I respect your recklessness in getting people to hire your stupid son.
It really pisses me off, but I'll tell you something. I'm not going to work. I still have your father's will. I'm going to squeeze every last dime out of you until you die.
Well, that will? It's handwritten, right?
Yes, it is.
It's not my father's handwriting.
What?
You wrote this, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
If it's forged, you're in big trouble.
It's not a forgery. Your father wrote it.
That's funny.
What do you mean?
His handwriting is unnaturally good.
What? Your father wrote it. Don't accuse me.
My father's handwriting has always been terrible. As bad as a small child's, or worse. He can't write like this.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He said he is very good at handwriting.
That's a lie.
Huh?
His handwriting is so bad, he was just kidding.
What?
He knew no one would believe him anyway. Have you ever seen my father's handwriting?
Come to think of it, maybe not.
My father never liked his handwriting. He rarely wrote in front of the family.
I see.
So you took him seriously and wrote his will with a good handwriting, didn't you?
No, I didn't. He indeed wrote this will. It's a document that will remain after his death. I'm sure he used all his strength to write it beautifully.
But something is not right.
What do you mean?
Why don't you take another look?
Huh?
His name is spelled wrong. No matter how bad his handwriting was, I'm sure you wouldn't make a mistake with his name. So someone else must have signed this.
No.
My father must be disappointed in heaven right now. You've been with him for 15 years, and all you saw him as was an ATM.
An ATM? I loved him so much.
You didn't even remember his name properly. You weren't interested in my father himself.
Maybe he just got his name wrong because he was sick and weak.
No matter how weak he was, there's no way he could have gotten it wrong.
Ugh.
Then, with this, his will, and these messages you've been sending me, I'll go to the police now.
Wait a minute.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I won't demand any more money from you. I apologize. See? Like this.
Don't send me a stupid emoji. Besides, it's too late for you to apologize.
What?
I already filed a report.
Oh no. Then I'll come over right away. I want to apologize in person, please. Forgive me.
No, please don't come.
But I want to apologize.
I'm not going to forgive you even if you apologize. If you come, I'll call the police.
Please, don't make it a big deal. We're family, right?
No, we are strangers. We're less than strangers. Well then...
Wait. Nancy? Please, forgive me.
My stepmother was arrested. In addition to the forgery of documents, she tried to take money from me. She was also found guilty of trying to break into the house. After being fined, Alyssa's savings were wiped out. Alyssa and her son RJ now work part-time and somehow managing to survive. On the other hand, I'm running the company I inherited from my mother. My mother and her husband are doing well. They are now on a cruise. I hope that one day I will find a wonderful partner like my mother did and find my own happiness.
Hey, Sarah, where are you? The ceremony is about to start. And do you know where Nick is? Reply to me as soon as possible. Good morning! I stayed up late last night and just woke up now. I'm happy that the weather is great today. It's like we are blessed. You finally responded. Oh, did you send me some messages? I'm sorry. I had such a sweet and intense morning that I didn't have time to look at my phone. Don't tell me that you overslept. It's my wedding day. Oh my God, has the wedding already started? Not yet. Neither you nor groom Nick have shown up, and now we are in a big rush. It's what I actually thought would happen. Well, there's no way you can have a wedding. What? This is not a time for laughing. Sarah, do you know anything about what is happening? Well then, I have a question for you, Daniela. Guess where I am right now? Huh? That's not important right now. Do you know anything about why Nick hasn't come yet? If you know, tell me right now. Come on, let's just have some more fun with this quiz. No, I can't. Okay, then I'll tell you the answer. I mean, the question about where I was. It should be the answer to all of your questions at once. Just say it right now. Oh well, I'm at a hotel with him. Why at the hotel? The hotel nearby the wedding venue? It's so obvious, but you still don't get it? Okay, I'll tell you. It's, of course, we are staying at a hotel for a romantic affair. I still don't get what you mean. We both like each other. So he said he wouldn't like to have a wedding with you. He says he regrets he registered the marriage before the wedding. He'll send you the divorce petition later. Are you kidding me, Sarah? You can't joke like that on the wedding day. I'm sorry, but it's not a joke. You've got to face the reality. Last night was our first night together, so this is absolutely the romantic and exciting time right now. It was such an intense night. We enjoyed our sweet moment until this morning, so I overslept. I'm gonna turn off my phone and his phone, so don't interrupt us. Sarah, what are you thinking? He's my husband. How could you sleep with your sister's husband? This is insane. Sarah, don't be silly. no see. How are you? Well, you should be fine. It's been 5 years already, so I guess your broken heart must have healed well. What? Sarah? Both of you and Nick suddenly disappeared, and what is this message? What are you thinking? Oh, about Nick? We're getting divorced. Excuse me? You and Nick are divorcing? I mean, you guys were married? Yes, we were. We registered right after you got divorced with him. I didn't want to hear you and Mom accusing me of it, so I eloped with him. I was planning to build a happy family in a new place, but he caught me bringing my new boyfriend into the house. What are you talking? You ruined your sister's wedding, you've done something nasty that has led you to get a divorce, and now you have a new boyfriend? What kind of happy family you are talking about? Are you kidding? It happens. I'm so popular. Those who are not attractive don't understand. That's not the point. So, the day after tomorrow, I'm thinking to come back to the parents' house with my kid. Can you clean my room for me? You have a kid? Yes, you must be jealous. The baby was born a while ago. Since Nick found out about my new boyfriend, he thought the baby wasn't his. That led to him making me sign the divorce petition. After that, I was kicked out of the apartment with the kid. What are you doing? Whose child is it actually? Well, I don't know either. I don't have the money for DNA testing, and come to think of it, I already don't really care about Nick anymore. I thought it wasn't worth going back to him to apologize. So, I thought it'd be nice to just get divorced and start a new relationship with my new boyfriend. What you did is just horrible. I can't believe it. I'm going to start packing my stuff and going through the divorce paperwork and stuff. I'll be there the day after tomorrow. By the way, I'm busy with my new boyfriend. I'll let you raise the kid from now on. What are you talking about? Huh? You're still hung up on him, aren't you? I heard you've been living with the parents since he dumped you. I never thought that an unattractive girl like you could find a new partner, but... In fact, when I thought about my ugly sister, who's still stuck at parents' house, I started to feel sorry for you. I'm gonna give the poor sister the experience of parenting. My daughter is not only your niece, but also Nick's child, so I'm sure she'll be worth raising. She's just born, so if you want, you can adopt my daughter. Don't say selfish things. I don't understand your thought. I'll pretend I didn't hear that, so don't come back. Huh? Why? Because there's no point in you coming back. What do you mean? I don't understand. I divorced the man who you used to be in relationship with, so I'm going to stay with you and you will take care of me and my daughter. What part of that you don't understand? I think it's totally understandable. I don't live there anymore. What? Ah, I totally get it. Huh? Even if you don't want me to come back, you shouldn't tell me lies like that. Anyway, I'm coming back home. Well then, I appreciate you cleaning my room. Daniela, I'm back. Our house looks like freshly renovated. Most of the parts are unchanged, but the exterior walls have been beautifully repainted. Lovely. Well, Is that the reason you didn't want me to come back? You wanted to have this house all to yourself, didn't you? But not everything goes as well as you wish. Hey, I've been ringing the bell of the house for a while. Someone answer it. Daniela, are you home? Are you trying to be mean to me? I've got a baby with me now, so let me in as soon as possible. Oh, it seems I can get in from the porch in the garden. So lucky that the window is open. Daniela, you're not careful enough. Well, thank goodness you're such an idiot, sister. I'm looking forward to staying with you from today. I'm just gonna eat something while waiting for someone coming back home. It's really tiring to move around with an infant. I can finally take a rest. Hey, Daniela! What's going on here? What? Sarah? There's a stranger living in our house. I was just sitting on the couch and suddenly a strange man came in. I got kicked out of the house by a stranger. Come back home as soon as possible. I have to call the police. Is this trespassing? It must be something like that. We should get compensation from that guy. Hey, wait. Are you in Orlando now? Of course. I remember where our house is. Even though it's been 5 years since I left from here, I've lived here for over 20 years since I was a kid. I can't believe there's a stranger living in our house filled with so many memories. It's really disgusting. I told you I moved out, didn't I? What? I moved out of there after you disappeared with Nick. Was that true? Was it an excuse to keep me away? There's no point in telling you a lie. Why did you move out without telling me? Of course, it was because I didn't want to tell the person who caused me to move away. Huh? Are you saying I'm the cause? Why you didn't want to tell me? You really don't get it. Why don't you put your hand on your heart and think about it? Are you asking me to think the reason that you and our parents moved away without telling me? Is there any other reason than that everyone is heartless and cruel? Heartless and cruel? Is that your self-introduction? Of course not. Just say it right now. Don't waste time. At our wedding 5 years ago, we invited not only relatives, but also my classmates and colleagues from work. It means my local friends and acquaintances see me as the unfortunate bride who had her husband taken by sister on the day of the wedding. Now everyone treats me with caution, trying not to upset my mood. Some of them said hurtful things to me like, maybe you are the reason he left. I couldn't stand this kind of thing. So I moved out. I even changed my job. Only you should have moved out. There's no reason for all of you to move out together. We thought there might be a possibility that you might come back sooner or later. What do you mean? There's no guarantee that you won't come back after eloping for the rest of your life. In fact, knowing you, we were sure you would come back to the house if you encountered any difficulties with living. We can't keep spoiling you anymore. We all discussed it, and everyone agreed. And the prediction came true. 5 years later, you tried to come back to the house. I knew it would happen, but it just hit me again how cheeky you are. Pretty funny, actually. What the hell? I'm really in trouble. I don't know what to do. We've just divorced, and he kicked me and my baby daughter out of the house. It's normal to rely on family in this kind of situation. The only reason you got divorced was because you cheated on him. There's no room for understanding you at all. Besides, if I were to accept you in such a situation at home, it's like I'm accepting my sister who took my husband as if nothing has happened before. Everyone in the world would see me as so silly. Even if you wouldn't come back home, we were uncomfortable thinking about how our neighbors would look at us. Do you think it's natural that we want to make a fresh start and move to a new place? Oh my God! What's happening? I see a police car coming here! Well, there's no wonder they called the police. Oh no! Does this mean I'm trespassing? I may get arrested! Daniela, help me! I don't care. Handle it on your own. They made me pay for the food I ate. I only have $3 left. Help me. Really? Did they let you go? I told them I was a former resident, and the lady next door managed to prove it, and I only got a stern warning. Got it. So tell me the address where you moved. I won't tell you. Don't say that. I can't even stay in a hotel for $3. I have my daughter with me. If I can't find a place to stay, I don't know what I should do. You said something about your new boyfriend. Why don't you just move in with him? What? Oh, I see. Daniela! He had another girl! I went to my boyfriend's house, and there was a girl who said she lived with him. She accused me of stalking them and kicked me out. Oh my. Well, what are you getting at? Feels like everything you've done so far is catching up with you, doesn't it? What? What do you mean by that? Are you saying it's my fault? There's a saying, like attracts like. I guess it's true. Those who easily steal or cheat on someone else's partner attract similar people. Ha! That's too much! I didn't know my boyfriend had a woman living with him. My daughter could be that man's child. I'm a victim. You're having a child whose father is uncertain, so what makes you a victim? But you're moving from place to place with an infant in your arms right now, right? Yes, I am. She's already tired and sleeping. I might also get exhausted and collapse. I can't take it anymore. Please, help me. Where are you now? Near Holland Station. Hold on a second. Okay. Do you know the hotel diagonally to the right of the north exit of Orlando Station? The brown building with the convenience store on the first floor? Yes, that's it. I got a hotel room in your name for the night. I paid by my credit card. Really? I didn't do it for you. I'm doing this because I feel sorry for the baby who's been dragged around at this time of night. The baby is innocent. But I can't pay the extra charge, so please be prepared for that and stay there. Okay. Checkout time tomorrow is 10 a.m. Wait in front of the hotel around that time. Okay, I'll be there. I knew what I should have is a sister. I'll see you tomorrow, cutie. Daniela, what's going on here? Why Oh, it's already 10 o'clock? I'm glad you made it. What do you mean? I thought you were gonna pick me up. I never said anything about that. What? While you were wandering around, if you'd say I'm sorry even only once, Dad and Aunt were thinking that they might be renting an apartment for you. But the words never came out from you. So, instead of apologizing, you justified yourself and started saying that I am a victim. We decided to re-educate you very strictly. It's decided that you'll stay at Aunt's place from today. I don't want to. My aunt is a person I hate the most among our relatives. She's so strict about manner and such. Every time we have a family gathering, she says my skirt is too short and my makeup was too much. And she always told me to be more modest as a high school student. We agreed in a family meeting that only someone as strict as Aunt could address your selfishness. From now on, you will work at Aunt's diner. We hope your personality changes in a good way there. No way! I hate that stubborn old hag! Besides, it seems you don't care about this much, but Nick and I agreed that he and you would cover the cost of the cancelled wedding fee because both of you caused this to happen. Huh? It was cancelled, but why do we have to cover it? Definitely, you have to. At that point, the preparations for the wedding were almost finished. I mean, all the expenses for the wedding had already been spent. There's no choice to pay. Same goes for the honeymoon that got cancelled. I couldn't find you at the time, so I paid for it on your behalf temporarily. You also have to pay me the compensation. Work and pay me back all those amounts. Are you asking your sister to pay the compensation? That's right. Then Nick should pay it too. He has already paid it. Really? He recently reached out to me. He told me he has already sent money to my bank account. I don't know where he is now, though. He told me he wanted to resolve the issues with our family and completely end the relationship with you. As long as he settles all the amount he has to cover, I'm not interested in where he goes. After I received the money, I completely ended the relationship with him. But from now on, work at Aunt's diner. And make sure to pay me back the full $40,000. $40,000? I know it's not easy while raising a child, but you'll have to work hard. Anne has experience in raising children, so I'm sure she'll take good care of you. She says she will educate your daughter well so that she won't grow up to become a troublesome girl just like you. You can rest assured. What? No! After that, my aunt took my sister Sarah to her house. And from that night, she started working at the restaurant. Because of her bad attitude, she was made to do chores such as washing dishes and cleaning instead of serving customers. I heard that when my sister doesn't clean properly, my aunt strictly guides her and she ends up crying while working. My sister has her daughter stay at daycare, works, and gets scolded by our aunts to repay the debt to me as soon as possible. I heard that she works from the opening to the closing of the diner every day.
Hey, Arya. I saw you at a live concert today.
Oh, really? You were at the concert too?
No way. I just happened to be passing by. Don't put me with you who like such trashy things. It's terrible to call them trashy. They're a world-famous rock band. It's a miracle that I won the ticket lottery today. Whatever. I didn't contact you to discuss that. Oh, I see. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Well, it's fine if you were single, but you are a married woman now. Getting caught up in some stupid band like that, it's just a waste of money. I'll take care of your finances starting today. What? Why? What's this all of a sudden? Seriously? Still having a personal bank account after marriage is odd. If you're married and running a household, it's normal to hand over all your money to your husband. That's what being a wife means. Even so, I'm working too. We share expenses from a joint account, and we both pay out a set amount. Anything else we earn, we use individually. We decided on it together. Shut up! You're an idiot, so just listen to what I say. Also, following your logic, entrusting the finances to you is just as strange. It would make sense if it were entrusted to my husband, but... My son is busy with work, so I will handle all the financial stuff. But having someone take over my finances all of a sudden feels a bit uncomfortable. I might need money unexpectedly too. That's how you plan to waste your money, right? The last time I was at your house, you had a whole shelf full of CDs. It's such a waste. I just collect CDs of bands I like. See? You just waste your salary on things you enjoy and being dependent on my son, right? It's not like that. It's only my hobby. So I'm not spending my salary on anything else. If it's music, why don't you just stream online? That's what all people do these days. But there's something special about buying CDs and supporting the band, you know? The joy of listening to live performances is a whole different experience as well. I'm telling you, that's just a waste. It's just a hobby. I don't win ticket lotteries often, so I don't go to concerts all the time. I'm not throwing tens of thousands into it. And hey, I'm saving money too, you know? Saving money is just what you do as a responsible adult. Why are you acting so proud? Sell those CDs on the shelf now. And I'll handle that money too. Oh, and make sure to bring the receipts. Trying to trick me won't work, okay? Are you really going to go that far? I don't want to sell them. They all have sentimental value. You've been wasting all the money, and I'm going to make sure you get it back. Get it back? Yes, it's only fair. The money you wasted originally belonged to my son. Think of it as returning it with a little interest. But I bought it with the money I earned myself. Like I said before, we have separate living expenses. Besides, CDs don't sell for that much, you know? They're just regular CDs you can get at any store. If you're expecting a high price, forget it. It's not happening. Oh my God. Is it not worth the money? Jesus Christ. I seriously can't believe this. You mean you've been buying all this garbage? Eleanor, you're kinda scary. You collecting and enjoying garbage is way scarier. Lining up garbage on the shelves and enjoying it? Is something wrong with you? It's not garbage. I just love the bands and I'm supporting them. You are insane. High schoolers only love that kind of music. You're an adult, a married woman, and you still like that kind of vulgar music? It's proof that you're immature and unintelligent. That's terrible. What? Got a problem with that? If you disobey me, then divorce my son.
Don't talk about divorce. I don't want that.
Then you should listen to me. You're too stupid to manage finances.
It's true that I'm not very smart and I have my flaws. But it hurts my feelings to hear you talk like that.
Well, this is the truth. Just shut up and do as you're told. Hand over your bank book and card. From now on, I will provide you with the money you need if you give me a valid reason, okay? But no more attending concerts and buying CDs. Only buy practical things, got it?
Does that mean starting now?
Of course! I don't want you to waste any more money. And sell your CDs as soon as possible. Sell it online or something. And try to sell it for as much money as you can. Otherwise, I'll make sure my son divorces you.
I understand. Please, don't get mad at me.
Good.
I need about $70 for a company party this weekend.
What are you talking about? Spending money on a party is a waste.
It's not a waste, it's important. A colleague I've been with since the company started is retiring. It's a farewell party.
So what?
We've supported each other all this time, so it's only natural I want to go.
Huh? Spending money for someone who's leaving is pointless.
But I've already told them that I'll go.
Then just cancel.
I won't cancel. I really want to go.
Well then, how about selling those trashy band goods of yours for money?
What?
Do you think you can fool me? You sold most of the CDs in your house, but you still have some t-shirts and hats and stuff left over.
How did you know that?
I checked when I was at your house last time. I believe they were autographed stuff. That's supposed to fetch the most money, but you haven't sold it yet.
Those are really important to me. I can't let it go.
Well then, you can't go to the party. I won't give you any money for that.
But it's my money. I've hardly touched this month's salary.
It's in my possession, so it's my money. What are you saying? Don't talk all high and mighty when you're depending on my money.
Then how am I supposed to live? I only have about $20 on hand.
$20 should be enough for a week. I'll give you another $20 in a week.
That's impossible. I won't be able to afford lunch.
What are you talking about? Isn't food expenses covered by the joint account? If you pack a lunch, food costs won't be much, right?
I've been really busy lately, so I don't have time to pack a lunch. Besides, the only time we share food expenses is in the mornings and evenings, when we both eat together. We've agreed to handle our own lunches.
Oh my God! You don't make lunch for your husband? That's a failure as a wife.
I can't help it. I'm busy. My husband agrees, so please don't interfere with this.
You're not fulfilling your role as a wife, and I won't give money to someone with loose financial sense. If you're going to talk back to me, sell all the things you've wasted money on first.
It's weird, no matter how I think about it. Why are you suddenly so strict about money? And the household budget is between my husband and me. Having you manage my finances doesn't make sense.
It's because you waste money all the time. You are always buying useless band merchandise. To correct your childish, empty brain, I'm managing your finances for your own good. I'm busy too, but I feel sorry for my son if I don't. So I go out of my way to do it for him. You should be thankful to me.
Did my husband ask you to do this? When I asked my husband, he said he didn't know anything about this.
So? You can't listen to your mother-in-law? I'll make my son divorce you. If you divorce him, we will demand alimony from you. It'll be around $50,000 from your savings. We'll take it all. What? We're not getting a divorce? But I really can't live like this. Shut up. I won't respond until you reflect on yourself. Wait a minute. I need to ask you something. What? Have you reflected on yourself? What did you do with my savings? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm taking care of your savings. Do you mean withdrawing almost all of it? Am I correct? What are you talking about? I didn't withdraw anything. Oh, then why is the balance in my account only $12? When you started managing my finances, there should have been over $50,000. Don't talk nonsense. I have your bank book and your card. How do you know what the balance is? I received a notice saying my phone bill couldn't be deducted due to insufficient funds. So I rushed to the bank and found that almost the entire amount had been withdrawn from my account. Moreover, it was done gradually over several days, up to the withdrawal limit at ATMs. It was you who withdrew it, right? There's no one else but you. You entrusted me with managing it, and yet you checked with the bank? That's the worst. That's a betrayal against me. That's it. My son will divorce you. The alimony is $50,000 from your savings. That's not an answer. I'm asking you what you did with my savings. Answer me. I don't know. You don't know? So are you saying it was wrongfully withdrawn? Okay, I'll call the police right away. If we check the surveillance cameras at the ATM, we should identify the culprit quickly. Since the culprit visited the ATM multiple times, we should have a clear picture of their face. I'm sure they'll catch the culprit if they recognize the face, right, Eleanor? Calling the police is too much. You are overreacting. I'll check into it. Don't worry about it. $50,000 is missing. I'm not overreacting at all. If you don't tell me the truth, I'll go to the police now. Why would you do such a thing? Are you saying that you'll report me to the police? I'm your mother-in-law. What do you mean? If you didn't withdraw my money, there would be no problem. Is there an issue if I involve the police? No, I have nothing to be guilty of. If you go to the police for something like this, it will cause a fuss. Our relatives would laugh at you for falsely accusing me and turning me into the police. If it's a false accusation, yes. But I'm 99.9% sure that you did it. So I will go to the police. And I'm divorcing my husband. Huh? What are you talking about? You have my bank book and card. But I didn't tell you the PIN. You got the PIN from my husband, didn't you? I don't know anything about that. Oh, really? But he confessed, though. He told me that he gave the PIN to you, and you two planned to split the money that you withdrew. I trusted my husband, so I gave him the PIN number in case of emergency. I guess that was a mistake. I can't tolerate having such a disgraceful husband and mother-in-law, so I've decided to get a divorce. Do you think you can get a divorce that easily? Didn't I tell you that you will have to pay $50,000 for alimony if you divorce my son? That was just something you said on your own. I never agreed to it. In this case, since you caused the divorce, you should be the one to pay the alimony to me. You withdrew all the money from my account without permission, and you lost my trust. Oh my God, you're really stupid. You disobeyed your mother-in-law. That's the reason for the divorce. That's why you're the one paying alimony. If you want, we can go to court. In that case, you'll have to pay court costs on top of it. I'm saying I'll settle for $50,000 if you agree now. That's my kindness.
Just so you know, I'm not as stupid as you think. You're a real pain in the ass, aren't you? You've always tried to belittle me, so I played along, acting dumb. I thought it was my job as a wife to be polite to my weak-minded mother-in-law.
Excuse me? Who do you think you are? No. You can't win against me even if you try to act tough.
You're the one trying to act tough. Don't you know who I am?
What?
Well, since I'm divorcing your son, I'll tell you. I'm the president of A Studio Music.
President?
That's right. The band that you used to look down on, and many other bands are from our label. Recently, one of our bands even had a live performance at Addison Square.
That's a lie. If that's the case, your salary should be high.
Of course. I'm making about $100,000 or more.
Then you should have more savings. Being the president and having only $50,000 in savings is pathetic.
Did you think that was my total savings? That account isn't for savings. It's an account for daily living expenses. I used it to pay off my phone bill and rent and stuff.
Huh? Why do you have $50,000 in an account like that?
I find it troublesome to deposit every time, so I put in a bit extra. That's why there's no direct salary deposit. Anyone with common sense would realize it's not a salary account. Well, you probably only looked at the balance. You're an idiot.
Are you serious?
You started saying strange things suddenly. So just to see, I did what you asked. Well, you can withdraw money with a PIN. But for any changes in my account information, you will need my biometric authentication, so it can't be misused. Of course, you were my husband's mother, so I half trusted you. But I knew this would happen someday. My husband has been acting strange lately too. He seemed nervous and secretive, so I questioned him, and he revealed your plan. I confronted him with the divorce on the spot, and he cried and apologized. He said it was all your idea, and he wasn't at fault. That's what your son says. Is that true?
My God! Why did you keep quiet about this for so long? I don't get it. And your attitude is kind of strange too. You were a more humble lady.
Being humble won't get you far as a president. I wanted to be loved for who I am, regardless of my title. That's why I kept my business and money matters a secret from my husband and you. I thought both of you cherished me purely as a family. I even appreciated it when you were concerned about my finances. Life with my husband was happy and I was content. But I've cooled off now. Looking back, both of you are disgusting people. I want to divorce as soon as possible and cut ties with both of you. Of course, I'm going to charge you both alimony.
Don't say that. I'll return the money. I'll make sure my son returns it too.
So what? Even if you return the money now, it won't change the fact that you lost my trust. I can't be family with people like you, even if it's in-law.
It's just a mistake. There was a designer bag that I wanted. My son brought this plan to me and I just...
Oh, you're blaming your son? He said that you are the one who came up with the idea. Well, the truth doesn't matter. The fact remains that both of you are the worst accomplices.
Aria, you have plenty of money, don't you? So don't be stingy. You're a president. You have to be more open-minded.
Are you kidding me? I've had enough of your sermons. Besides, even the most open-minded person wouldn't condone a crime.
Crime? When did I commit a crime?
You took money out of my account without my permission. This also qualifies as theft. It will be handled not only in civil court, but also in criminal court.
Don't use complicated words. I don't understand. Don't use difficult terms just because you're a president.
Huh? You don't understand both civil and criminal matters? You used to call me unintelligent and look down on me. I guess in reality, you're the one with a weak mind. To put it simply, you and your son pay me $50,000 and then go to the police.
What? You're joking, right? I'll pay back the $50,000 in full. Please don't take us to the police.
I'm not joking. Especially in a situation like this, why would I make a joke? You will reflect on your actions properly.
I've already reflected enough. Hey, please forgive me.
I'll never forgive you. I'm sick of my husband, and I'm also pissed off when I remember how you've been treating me. Belittling the band I take pride in as if it's garbage, and calling me childish and empty-brained. I'll never forgive you.
All right, I apologize to you, okay? Come on, do something. If I get in trouble with the police, my husband will be furious with me.
Do you think he will only get furious with you?
What do you mean?
If his wife and son become criminals, he will be shocked. It's normal to want to cut ties with such people, isn't it?
What?
Well, whatever. I'm a stranger now, so it doesn't matter. Goodbye.
Please, wait. Please. Please. Please help me. My son and I are really sorry. Arya? Please at least answer me. Please help us.
After that, I claimed the stolen $50,000 from them. However, it seemed both of them had quickly spent the stolen money and couldn't pay. So I got divorced and filed a police report. Eleanor, the main culprit, was arrested, and my ex-husband decided to pay me alimony. When the police got involved, my ex-husband lost his job and apparently ran back to his parents' house crying. During his time in custody, his father cut ties with them both, leaving them with no one to turn to. Now, working at a low-wage work day and night, he is paying the alimony. As for me, I changed all my bank account info and PIN, and now I'm living stress-free. With my mentally unstable ex-husband and mother-in-law gone, work seems to be going more smoothly.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.